Hey, you guys, welcome to today's broadcast. For some reason, this is not broadcasting over to my Facebook page. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to hit a little message over there and ask them to come over to where we are. Sometimes technology just doesn't work the way we want it to. So hopefully we'll get everyone over from our Facebook page. So hold on just a second. Please join us on YouTube. Okay, so hopefully everyone will come over and then we will get started. Okay, so today we are going to go back to basics with intermittent fasting. I know a lot of our community members in our graduates community have been saying that they want to get back into their course and they're feeling like they got a little bit off track with life. And I know we also have a lot of new members here in our community. So I thought that it would be a great opportunity to do just a little bit of a refresher on what the basics of intermittent fasting are and how it is we can easily get back to basics. And for those of you who are new, this will be a great little aha kind of introduction to intermittent fasting if you've been researching on your own. And then I always like to remind everyone that we do have our intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course starting every Saturday, every first Saturday of the month. So our next one's starting May 1st. And we will be sending out emails shortly. So make sure you get on our email list at the fortoday'sagingwoman.com website. Okay. So I see some people jumping on. Hopefully you guys were able to jump over from Facebook. Okay, so let's get started. What is intermittent fasting? And why is it that thing that everyone's talking about and it's kind of all the rage right now? So we're going to break down exactly what intermittent fasting means. So the intermittent part of intermittent fasting is really taking a 24-hour period and breaking that down into two windows. So we have 24 hours. We're going to break it out into two windows. One of those windows is our fasting window, oftentimes the longer window. And the other window is our feasting window. So we add these two windows together, and those should always equal up to 24. So what is the fasting element of intermittent fasting? So the fasting element comes in when we, and this is how I define fasting for our community, when we make the conscious decision to remove primarily food, but sometimes also drink from our fasting window, the one we predetermined in the intermittent aspect of things. And we do that for a predetermined amount of time within that 24-hour window to achieve a desired goal or outcome. So let me read that again. So fasting basically means the conscious decision to remove food and sometimes drink for a predetermined amount of time to achieve a desired goal or outcome. And this is where I want us to just sit on this thought for just a second. The big difference between consciously making the decision to remove food and drink from your day is a lot different than when you're in a starvation situation. So starvation, and the definition of starvation is when you don't have access to nutrients or food, right? So we have access. We're making a conscious decision to remove food from a particular part of our day so that we can achieve a desired goal or an outcome. Okay. So what are some popular intermittent fasting protocols? So I'm going to go over kind of the popular ones or ones that you've probably heard people talking about. The 12-12 protocol. So 24 hours, 12 hours of fasting, 12 hours of feasting. In my humble opinion, and through a lot of the research that I have done with just overall health and what's happening to our society with obesity and diabetic, like pandemic almost things, like the increase in diabetes at such a young age for so many people in our society, and obesity being so on the rise, that a 12-12 is a pretty sustainable and easy way to live your life. It basically just means that you're going to have dinner, you're not going to snack, and then you're going to have breakfast, basically. So if you sleep for 8 hours, you will stop eating 4 hours before you go to bed. That's 12 hours, super easy. Then you can feast for 12 hours. There's been lots of research that shows that a 12-12 protocol, or just fasting for 12 hours, can significantly reduce things like really early onset diabetes. So in younger individuals, can help with early onset obesity type of situations, and can also reduce the risk of certain types of cancers. So you guys can Google that. That information is all out there. The 16-8 or the 18-6, so 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of feasting, or 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of feasting, are the protocols that I have found are very, very popular in the lifestyle of very active people or athletes, can be used for maintenance reasons, are really, really popular in the younger population who are practicing intermittent fasting for physique type of reasons. And I also incorporate these on vacation type situations. So these are ones that I really do like to lean on, where I just give myself a bigger window to feast when we're doing life, right? So these can also be rotated in when you want to live your life a little bit more authentically. Then we have the 20-hour fast with the 4-hour feast. That's what I teach in this community and what I teach inside of my course. It is the sweet spot for our hormones as we age, and to also reverse a lot of the signs and signals that we are unhappy with as we age. So I call the 24 the sweet spot for hormones. And then there's the 2 meals a day, so TMAD, or the OMAD. You probably have heard that term. That's 1 meal a day. These are very popular as well for convenience purposes. So if you have a really busy life and you feel like food or very structured meals are kind of in the way of what you want to do with your life, these can be very popular. They're very popular in the world of entrepreneurs or CEOs. Silicon Valley type people are definitely living in that kind of OMAD, kind of OMAD lifestyle. Can also be used for a quick reset. So you're just going to give yourself a lot more time in a fasted state. With the OMAD, you're usually fasting for 23 hours, maybe feasting for once. You're getting that 1 meal in and you're closing it back up. And this kind of lifestyle is also very personality driven. You just thrive in a fasted state, and eating 1 or 2 very simple meals a day is the thing that just feels good for your life. So very popular in that aspect as well. So these are the very popular intermittent fasting protocols. If you're looking at numbers, the larger number is generally the fasting window. The smaller number is the feasting window. This is 2 meals a day. A book was just written about this. And then OMAD, OMAD is 1 meal a day. So those are the definitions for that. Okay, so what are some intermittent fasting considerations that we should, or feasting considerations we should think about when we're entering into an intermittent fasting lifestyle? And the one thing that I really want to emphasize is that intermittent fasting is really a lifestyle consideration that we should be approaching, and not something that we're going to use in the short term like you would like a reset or a detox or anything along those lines. It should be something that you should really think about doing for the rest of your life, even if it is just that 12-12, and putting your body into that minimal time space of taking advantage of what a fasted state can do for you. So here's what I like to teach as far as feasting considerations. And remember, feasting is intermittent as well. You're taking a 24-hour period and you're carving out a window of time in which you're going to dedicate to just feasting. So I like to teach the keto-like approach. And I use the term keto only because we really are relying on really healthy, high quality fats to help sustain us with this lifestyle. So I recommend high naturally occurring fats in your feasting window. I also recommend medium to low protein. Can also be plant-based. So if you're a vegan or you're more vegetarian or you are plant-based, however you identify yourself, this lifestyle works very well for that. And there are plenty of ways that you can get not only plant-based protein that will fit into this lifestyle, but you can also get some really nice plant-based fats as well. And then very conscious carbohydrates. So let me define for you what I consider conscious carbohydrates. So conscious carbohydrates are what I like to call carbohydrates that you spend some time thinking about how it is they fit into your lifestyle, and also how they make you feel when you're going about your day. So oftentimes when we think about something like intermittent fasting, because it is really spoken a lot about in the health environment, that we feel like we have to become like health food fanatics, or we have to go very far in the extreme health spectrum to be able to be successful with this. Now, choosing healthy foods is always the priority that we should be putting on the foods that we're going to put into our body, and we should be always seeking out high quality foods. But what I don't want anyone to think is that if you're following an intermittent fasting lifestyle, or you're incorporating this for even health purposes, that you have to fit yourself into a specific nutritional box in order to find success with this lifestyle. You can be very, very successful with this keto-like approach, designing your own meal plan and designing your own feasting protocols based on how it is you want to look and feel, and what foods make you feel most authentic. So I want us to start thinking about that when we're thinking about our foods. Like, what kind of fats do you enjoy consuming? What kind of protein do you enjoy consuming? What kind of carbohydrates do you enjoy consuming? And do those allow you to reach your goals? The other beautiful thing about an intermittent fasting lifestyle, and in the fasted state specifically, what happens is our body really does spend a great amount of time just being empty and working on what's going on the inside, right? So it has an opportunity to heal some things, reduce inflammation, take a break from digesting and prioritizing and putting away food. So what often happens is it's really easy and really obvious for us when we open up our feasting window what foods are no longer serving us, right? So this happened to me very, very obviously, and it was almost immediately when I opened up my feasting window, my body gave me signs and signals about the food that I was choosing that was no longer working for me. So make sure you're paying attention when you're choosing what foods you want to put into your feasting window. Are you feeling bloated? Are you feeling tired? Are you noticing some changes in your skin? Are you feeling or seeing things happening when you eat? And can you trace that back to maybe some of the choices that you're making? And can you evaluate that and see if that food is no longer serving you? So that's one of the big benefits about these fasting and feasting things that we're doing, is that your body becomes very aware of what's no longer working for you. So let's talk about why intermittent fasting. So we talked about what intermittent means. We talked about the fasting protocols. We talked about feasting. So why is it that intermittent fasting is so popular, and why is it that so many people are getting such amazing results from intermittent fasting? Myself, I was able to reduce the inflammation in my body. I was able to reverse my pre-diabetic state. I was a 5.9 A1C at the height of me being sick. That is no longer an issue for me. I was able to reverse my insulin resistance, my leptin resistance, my foggy brain cleared. I lost a bunch of weight. A bunch of positive things happened once I really dedicated my life and how it is I want to age to this intermittent fasting lifestyle. And why is it that all those things are happening? Well, intermittent fasting reduces our glycogen stores. When we're in a fasted state, we do not interrupt our body's ability to regulate its own hormones and body chemistry. So that's why we make a conscious decision in a fasting window to not consume food and drink, so that our body doesn't have any sort of response to what it is that we're deciding to do. And it really does have an opportunity to pull out of what we've been storing, which is why so many of us have insulin resistance problem and leptin resistance problems. And so many of us are finding that we're becoming pre-diabetic or maybe even diabetic, is because we're storing away so much glycogen that it's backing up our system. And eventually what happens with that is we become diabetic. We will eventually become sicker in time if we don't create environment for our body to reduce these glycogen stores. So that is like probably the biggest benefit And probably the quickest benefit from intermittent fasting is you require your body to pull out of storage what you've been packing away. It also optimizes fat burning, or what I really like to say is optimizes fat utilization. So again, just like our body reduces glycogen stores when we're in a fasted state, it also has an opportunity to optimize fat utilization. Again, all the stuff that we're putting away in storage becomes very, very available for our body to use as its primary source of energy, because we're no longer just packing it full of new energy opportunities with eating all day long. So when we're in a fasted state and we consciously decide to remove food and drink, these are the two things that happen. We reduce glycogen stores and we optimize our fat utilization opportunities. The other amazing thing that happens is we reset our hormones. Now, this is one of the things that as aging women, so I'm a postmenopausal woman. I've been in postmenopause now for about 4 years. One of the things that we're so, worried about is our hormone imbalance. And because our hormones are changing, the hormones that we really think are so out of balance and causing us so many problems are our sex hormones. But what hormones are really causing us the biggest problems are our fat storage and sugar storage hormones. And those are insulin, leptin, and ghrelin. And this fasting opportunity does really have an opportunity for us to be able to reset these hormones that are causing us to age so unsuccessfully with pre-diabetic states or diabetic states, or for a lot of us, the cognitive decline that we're suffering from, or the fact that we don't like the way our skin looks anymore. All of those things are a result of us having all of this backup and all of these hormones being out of balance. So when these two things happen, this gives our body the opportunity to actually reset the hormones that are causing us to look and feel in a way that we're no longer happy with. So here is what I like to say here in this community all the time, and what my passion and my big goal is for all of the women who tune in here with us and join our community, and that is this. Intermittent fasting, when practiced consistently over time, so when we make it our lifestyle, will allow you to look and feel your best. So you will see the positive changes of all of those aging things that you're not happy with. You will feel your best because your energy will come back, your stamina will come back. You'll be energetic about starting your day because you will feel hopeful and optimistic about your future self, and live your most authentic life. So intermittent fasting really does give us the opportunity to get out of a lot of those boxes that we have been so stuffed into and believing that we have to live our life so tightly one way, or not doing it right at all. And what I really like to teach here as a certified nutrition coach and a certified exercise coach is that every woman should really have the opportunity to figure food out for herself. You should figure food out and the choices that you're going to make about food so that you can feel like you're included in your life and you're not excluded from your life because you have to eat a certain way. You should be able to figure out fat well enough, protein well enough, and carbohydrates well enough so that you can create a lifestyle around food where you can be an active and conscious participant in your life and also reach the goals that you're hoping to reach with creating a lifestyle that will allow you to age successfully. So intermittent fasting can also afford you the opportunity to age successfully. So I'm a big fan on aging successfully, and I define aging successfully as us as women having an opportunity to actively and consciously participate in our life for forever, right? So aging should not be the thing that makes us feel like we're exiting out of our life, or that we can no longer participate because maybe we don't have the energy, maybe we don't have the confidence, maybe we're starting to lose some of the things that we feel like we can no longer use. And intermittent fasting will really give you that vitality and that usefulness and that energy and that optimism and that empowerment about how it is you're going to age, so that you can in fact age successfully and be an active and conscious participant in your life for your future self. I myself am about to turn 55 here in about 2 weeks, and I hope to be active and conscious in my grandchildren's life. I have a 15-year-old and I have a 21-year-old. So it's going to be a while probably before I have grandkids. And so I am making sure that I'm making all of these choices consistently over time so that I can actively and consciously participate in the lives of the future family that I hope to have someday. So that is our goal here in this community. And intermittent fasting is very simple. The one thing that I can tell you that a lot of us have problems with is how society looks at intermittent fasting, or a lot of the conflicting information, or if we haven't created the mindset yet that we are fully capable as individual women to make decisions to take care of ourselves. So don't feel like you have to live in a box. Understand what a intermittent fasting protocol is. Pick a protocol that you think is going to work for you. Make very conscious decisions. If the decisions that you are making are not yielding you the results that you were hoping for, then reconsider those decisions and try something new. And I promise you, if you stay in the game, you will be able to reap all the benefits that intermittent fasting promises for sure. Okay, so let me see if I can go in and answer some of these questions. I'm sorry, this did not connect on Facebook. If you jumped over, I will make sure that gets posted over there so you guys can watch it. All my Facebook people. Okay, let's see. Eloise, hello, girlfriend. Cheryl, hello. Encouragement Club, hi, newbie here. Looking forward to learning. You are so welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's always super fun to have new people here. Sunny, hello. Encouragement, hi, all. Love the flip chart, honestly. Oh, thanks. I love teaching like this because I love that you guys can have a visual and you can hopefully start taking some notes. This is very, what I teach here in these live coaching calls is the precursor to what I actually teach in class. So this is the style I teach in our intermittent fasting for today's aging class as well. We just go a little bit deeper in there inside of class. Cheryl, love my Lumen. I have realized my fasting window is too long. There you go, girlfriend. That's a good aha moment from the Lumen for sure. And Jana, I'm from Sri Lanka. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Janice, I think it is. I've been doing 1 meal a day for a couple of years. I'll be 78 in July. If I do 20 for fasting, I'll not get into the good phases, autophagy, human growth hormone, pre-diabetes benefits. Thanks. Not necessarily. So 20 hours is really, well, what they're saying now that there's more science being done in regards to different protocols is that the 17-hour mark is really where autophagy is kind of hitting that beginning stage. So anything beyond 17 hours, you're going to find some benefit from. The levels of autophagy that you receive, the human growth hormone that's produced, all of the things that are promised with the intermittent fasting lifestyle are really based on where you are starting and how much healing has to be done on the inside. So if you come into intermittent fasting with no health conditions or no weight that you're trying to lose, or maybe your hormones are balanced out and you don't have a bunch of body fat accumulation, then fasting for shorter periods of time might benefit you. When I started intermittent fasting, that 20 hours was where I saw the best benefit the quickest because I came in very sick. And I also had a young family, so I also wanted to be able to eat. So the 20 hours of fasting yield me the best healing opportunity, and the 4 hours of feasting is where I was afforded the opportunity to live very authentically and be able to consume dinner and all the social benefits of what come with feasting. So that's where that has really worked, and 20 hours seems to be one that's working well. If you're finding success with 1 meal a day, then I say there is no reason to change that, but allow yourself the opportunity to do a little bit less fasting if that means that you can participate in some social activities around food. For sure, I wouldn't worry about it. Anjana, I've been vegan for 13 years. Yeah, I think that's awesome for sure. I am not vegan. I do pick a couple of days a week where I eat primarily plant-based. So I do focus on leaning into a little bit more of the plant-based lifestyle. But I found that if I go completely vegan, I'm just not living my most authentic life. So I just kind of try to balance the two. Can you drink water while fasting? Karen, excellent question. I always recommend drinking between 100 and 150 ounces of water, especially if you're fasting for 20 hours. That is a big portion of our 24-hour day where we are not putting nutrients into our body. Consciously, we're making that decision. And so we want to make sure that we're supplementing with some good spring or mineralized water. What I always recommend is adding some magnesium, potassium, sodium, and calcium into your fasting window. And the easiest way to do that is through some spring or mineralized water for sure. So yes, you definitely want to drink water. One of the easiest ways to get through a fasting window is by making sure that your body's properly hydrated and that you are keeping that water accumulation up for sure. Miliani, good morning. I'm guessing you're somewhere where it's morning. Toya, water is essential. Yes, it is for sure. Karen, you're welcome. Sunny, I've been seeing people comment about the Lumen. What information does it tell you? Is it fasting time tracker? No, so it really doesn't have anything to do with fasting. It has to do with your metabolic flexibility and how well your body converts carbohydrates that you take in into energy, and how well your body goes from like storing to utilizing. And then it also does the same for fat, how well your body utilizes fat and how you can jump back and forth between the two energy sources that you consume and then utilize. There's a link in the description box if you wanna check it out, and there's a coupon code in there for you as well. Teresa, I love the way intermittent fasting has allowed me to live my most authentic life. Yeah, for sure, girlfriend, you are doing it well. And then Ginny, I am new to your channel, but so thankful I found you. It's so nice to focus on healing my body over weight loss. I will be in your May class. Awesome. Can't wait to have you. Yeah, you know, the thing, and you know, it's not our fault. It's the way society has driven the diet industry and weight loss and all those things. Fortunately, everything is changing now. So girls coming up behind us, hopefully we'll have a different way of managing body image and nutrition and being healthy. But that's how it was taught to us. When we focus on health first, what I have found is the weight loss happens. If we focus on doing whatever it takes to lose weight, we will always sacrifice the health benefit. So it's just a mindset shift that we need to make. If you concentrate on being healthy first, I promise you the weight will just fall off. And I think that there's nothing more rewarding than when your body lets go of weight and you're not focusing on it. That's how you know that everything you're doing is right for sure. And I can't wait to have you in class with us, Jenny. Encouragement Club, happy early birthday. Thank you so much. Healthy Viv 56, you are blessed to be a blessing. Thank you so much. Patsy, hello. Encouragement Club, thanks for including us on YouTube. No Facebook for me. Yeah, I try to do both at the same time, but for some reason Facebook didn't connect today, so I apologize for that. Encouragement Club, can we still participate in your course if we don't have Facebook? Absolutely. I purposely created my course so it's not social media dependent at all. So there's no Facebook, there's no YouTube, there's no Instagram. It's all website based. So you log into the course every day. There's a teaching video just like this every day for 3 weeks. And then for 1 week, I support you on your own inside the course community to help you establish this lifestyle without a daily video to make sure everything's cementing for you and answer any questions you have. So it's a really great opportunity to create a lifestyle for yourself while you're in class. So hopefully I'll see you in class. Gels, mommy, thanks for everything. You're welcome. Sunny, thank you for answering my question. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're interested, Sunny, in the Lumen, you can look at the description box and there's a little link in there. And then if you use my first name as a discount code at the checkout, you get an extra $25 off. So that's always nice. Okay. So I hope you guys, if you're a graduate, this was a refresher for you. I hope if you're new, this is encouraging to you. Intermittent fasting does not have to be complicated, but you really need to understand the basic chemistry of what's going on in your body. You have to understand the changes that your body's going to go through. There's a definite feeling change that your body goes through when it stops being so dependent on you feeding it every day. And then really understanding how designing your own life around nutritional choices is the best opportunity for you to be successful forever. And really changing our mindset and approach about food being bad or good. And food should either nourish you and support you on the goals and the journey that you're going on in life, or it's not. It's really that simple. And then the foods that's no longer serving you, you just have to make a really healthy decision about why it is you're going to keep doing things that are going to keep you from reaching your goals. Like, that's basically it. And then I just give you the information to help make all those decisions that much easier based on my own personal experience and all the training and researching that I've done on my own. Okay, Tanya, yes, enjoy the visual also. Awesome. Christy, sister, love you, Gels mommy. Okay, I guess you guys are sister, Gels mommy and Christy. Awesome. Jenny, do you add electrolytes to your water during the fasting period? No, so this is the water I drink. It's called the Mountain Valley water. It has calcium, magnesium, and potassium already in it. So those are electrolytes. I do add salt to just about everything that I consume in my feasting window. So I get lots of sodium in my everyday life as well. So that pretty much takes care of the electrolytes that I consume. And then I have some other supplements that I add into my day as well that kind of bridge the gap there also. But if you drink a good mineralized water or add mineral drops to your water or are just taking some daily supplements, you should be okay. You'll know if you're not getting the right amount of electrolytes when you're not sleeping well, when a lot of the perimenopausal and menopausal side effects are kicking in. Oftentimes that's a sign of electrolyte depletion. So night sweats, leg cramps. I was getting really bad foot cramps before I started this. Having hot flashes, like all of those things are signs that there's some imbalance somewhere. And oftentimes they can be fixed by just adding in some good electrolytes into your water and then upping your water intake for the day. A lot of us are walking around very dehydrated, and we, in our own unconscious mind, associate dehydration with the need to eat, right? Because we feel fatigued, or we feel hungry, or we're feeling like we kind of hit an energy low. And what we have always done over time is fix that with food. And what we really need to fix that with is just a big old bottle of water. And a lot of those signs and signals will go away as well. Is alkaline water recommended? I think alkaline water is more like a personal thing if you have a reason for drinking alkaline water. I personally don't drink alkaline water. I don't feel the need for it. But if there's some reason that you found that alkaline water makes sense for you, then it's definitely not a bad thing. I would say keep using it if it's working for you. What kind of salt? We use a organic, like Himalayan pink sea salt for most of our cooking, but it's also recommended that you get a salt with some iodine in it as well, unless you're supplementing with iodine, because iodine is another one of those things that we as women especially need for thyroid regulation. So you want to make sure that you're getting some of that in your salt as well, and that's usually where it's added. So either a supplement of iodine or some salt with some iodine in it as well. And then make sure you're reading the ingredients label on the salt that you're purchasing at the store. Not all salt is pure salt, just like not all stevia is pure stevia. So you have to read the ingredients label. Oftentimes salt has the same kind of filler ingredients and like bulking agents that a lot of other like powdered kind of foods have that are in containers for volume purposes. So make sure you're reading the ingredients labels on your salt. Don't purchase anything until you've done this. Like here's the marketing label, right? Here's the ingredients label. Make sure you're reading the ingredients label. A lot of things are very pretty on the front side, but they're very misleading. So you have to make sure you're reading those ingredients labels on the back. What fasting app do you recommend? In the beginning, I recommend being conscious about your fasting times and your feasting times. When you feel like you've really matured in what it is you're doing with your fasting window, and if you want to track your fasting hours, then one of the easiest apps I have found to use is called Fast Habit. So FASTHABIT. And you can just use it on your phone. I think you can start it on your watch as well. The one thing that I don't recommend if you're new to intermittent fasting about tracking on an app is it's a lot less conscious of a decision than it is if you're going to track something by pen and paper or just designate times. So in the beginning, consistency is key for sure. When I first started, I was breaking my fast at 3 and I was starting my fast at 7. Like that, I was just religious about it. And then I didn't have to think so much. If it was 3, I broke my fast. If it was 7, I started my fast. And in that 4-hour window, I just feasted. And that really does help you really develop that consistency and discipline for intermittent fasting when you're new to it. So I say hold off on apps until you're just like wanting it for tracking purposes as well. Jell's mommy, yes, we are. And now we fast together. Awesome. So you two are sisters. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I got to run. Hopefully that was informative for my new members here in our community, or maybe for a lot of you who are still researching intermittent fasting. It is the way everyone should be eating. And I know that there are some warnings out there, so I'll put this little side note in there too. My daughter fasts. She's 14. She's about to be 15. She fasts just because she eats intuitively. We don't designate a fasting window. Today was a perfect example. She woke up. She didn't feel like eating. We did not force breakfast down her throat. She waited till she was hungry, and then she ate. So she probably fasted for 13 or 14 hours. Pregnant women shouldn't fast. Nursing women shouldn't fast. But we should eat intuitively. So let that just be the guide of how it is you're determining what you're doing, and maybe even some suggestions or the way you model things in your own family. Everyone in my family practices intermittent fasting by just eating intuitively. And as a mother, I stopped shoving food down their throat because I know breakfast is not the best meal of the day. And if they don't feel like eating, I just let them stay in their fasted state. So it's one of those things that you have to find your own comfort level for, do your own research, and then just make a gut decision that's going to work best for you and your family. Encouragement Club, you are so welcome. I will see you guys back here on Monday. Wednesday, Michael and I are going to get our second, I can't say the word, thing. So I'm going to keep you guys posted on how we're feeling on Instagram Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I know there's mixed reviews about how people are feeling. So I will post it there, but this time I will be getting that done. So I won't be here live. If you want to join me on Tuesday on Instagram at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm talking about mindset, which is another key component to creating an intermittent fasting lifestyle. So you can follow me over there. And then for those of you who are interested in joining our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course starting on May 1st, make sure you get on my email list at the fortodaysagingwoman.com website. Emails will be officially going out about registering for that in about a week. Have a good rest of your Monday, you guys. I am here for you. If you need anything, always feel free to reach out to me on social media or via email. I cannot speak today, and I'm always willing to get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.